Alright ladies and germs, today we're going to be doing top 10 anime where the main character gets betrayed and is hungry for revenge. A great vengeance plot is nothing without some betrayal faced by the main character from someone he holds very dear that he never anticipated. That very betrayal becomes the fuel for his character development, or hers, and he/she makes a comeback by becoming 10 times stronger. But that requires a lot of crying, pulling of the hair, losing of the mind a little bit, and then coming back stronger. P.S. The things they don't teach you in the motivational stories. Our badass MCs will not hesitate kicking some ass to take revenge, protect someone, or even just to survive. The theme of revenge is pretty interesting because we get to see very fragile human emotions and how they entirely change a person from zero to a hero. You can call me something of a zero to hero. Ernie Senpai here, if you'd like. I mean, no pressure. Okay, moving on. Today we shall talk about some anime featuring main characters getting betrayed by their close ones and coming back full of salt and fury, of course. Let's get right into the details. And number 10, we have RORRA, Braves of the Six Flowers. So yeah, let's start with one where the main character becomes overpowered and takes his revenge mercilessly by the end of the show. This show also resembles the game Among Us. If you're familiar with that, where we have to identify the traitor and eliminate him, the anime features a group of 6 heroes who are summoned when the god of evil awakens. Each hero is granted some superhuman powers that will lead them to defeat the evil god. Our MC Adlet is chosen as one of the heroes to go against the evil god. However, at the point of meeting, the heroes find out that there are 7 heroes when there's supposed to be only 6 of them. Now, they must find out who the impostor is to avoid further complications. Number 9, we have Rifat. Rifat shares a lot of similarities with the Rising of the Shield hero. I love that show, as both involve MCs that are pretty weak and kind-hearted until they're betrayed. Focus on the word until. Our goody two-shoes MC in Rifat completely changes when he's betrayed by his comrade and holds a very bitter grudge. Rifat tells a story of a high schooler named Hajime Nagumo who gets isekai'd into a fantasy world along with his classmates. This time there's no truck comp, unfortunately. All of them are treated like heroes there with some insane superhuman powers. However, our main character is granted with only basic alchemical magic that holds no worth at all. He's betrayed by one of his classmates during a dungeon raid and finds himself at the bottom of the dungeon. Now, he pledges to become stronger than anyone else and takes his revenge as well. And number 8, we have Akatsuki no YONA. We have a female MC for this one. Me likey. Who faces a massive betrayal by her childhood friend who ends up killing her father. She doesn't go haywire or change her whole personality though because of the trauma she faces. Instead, she remains calm and slowly becomes stronger. In my opinion, that's more dangerous. And not to mention, she becomes really beautifully hot too. Akatsuki no YONA revolves around Princess Yona, who lives a carefree life in the Hiryu castle. She also accompanies 2 of her childhood friends. One of them is Sun Hawk, her bodyguard, and the other one is Su-won, her love interest. It was her 16th birthday when her father was killed by Su-won, and the castle was set on fire. Hawk rescues Yona and flees from the castle to his birthplace. Now Yona must look for the legendary 4 dragon warriors in order to save her kingdom from Su-won, that traitor, that mofo, that ninja. And at number 7, we have a redo of Healer. This anime involves some dark themes that might not be suitable for some viewers. The abuse our main character faces in this one is really brutal and is something constant in his life. He throws away his humanity and comes back strong as F, taking brutal revenge against those who did him wrong. This story involves a healing magician, Kearu, who is sexually abused repeatedly by others. His class is the strongest amongst other classes, but he has no idea about it. By the time he realizes his potential, it's too late for him as he has lost everything. He somehow manages to go back in time and decides to set everything straight, including kicking some asses in the process of his abusers, and I mean literally kicking asses because they goddamn deserve it. At number 6 we have Code Geass, one of my faves, top tier, top 5 anime in my life. Code Geass literally screams betrayal. The main theme of this anime is rebellion and is a political thriller. Sounds like my teenage life. Our MC is betrayed by his father, and he thinks betraying his friends and the ones closest to him would help him with his motive. Everyone in the anime is betraying someone close to him, and there isn't one single episode when we don't see the strings of betrayal being pulled on. The story starts with the Empire of Britannia invading Japan, naming it Area 11. Lelouch is our MC, who is a Britannian living in Japan at that time. He promises his Japanese friend Suzaku that he'd destroy Britannia. Years later, he's caught up in a battle between Area 11 and Britannian rebel armed forces. Luckily, he finds a girl named CC who grants him the power of knights, also known as GEASS. Lelouch creates a new identity and goes by the name of Zero. Now he will go on and slaughter anyone who comes in his way to take revenge against Britannia. And at number 5 we have Rising of the Shield Hero, the ultimate anime that does justice with the themes of betrayal and vengeance. Rising of the Shield Hero is an eye-opener for us to not trust anybody easily. Our main character in this one was naive and fell prey to a pretty girl who accused him of sexual harassment later, which stripped him of all the grace. He then became extremely bitter and treated everybody like a piece of garbage, except of course his party members, who are, as some girls would say, super cute. Rising of the Shield Hero tells us the story of ᴄᴏᴘɪ Iwatani, who got summoned to a fantasy world along with 3 other people as a legendary hero. He's the weakest of all the 4 heroes and is not very popular amongst the masses. Things get even messier when he's betrayed and accused of sexual assault by the daughter of the king of ᴄᴏᴘɪ himself. He then starts his journey from zero and forms his party with a demi-human, Raphtalia, and a Philolial named Fido. And at number 4 we have Berserk. We have another OG anime that tells us the story of some brutal betrayal, and I want to give this as a tribute to Kentaro Miura passing away, the author of Berserk, who just wrote a fantastic piece of art. With Berserk, it's not really noticeable at the start, but once you realize what's going on, it'll leave you with your jaw dropped literally on the ground. The story revolves around Guts, who had it tough ever since he opened his eyes to the world. Growing up, he had to fight battles after battles just to survive, which made him quite strong. He soon joins a group of mercenaries whose leader is Griffith, also known as the White Hawk. He manages to impress Griffith due to his raw power and climbs up the ranks without even breaking a sweat. Now he fights alongside them to survive and to get his revenge. And at number 3 we have Dororo. In the beautiful Dororo, our MC is left to die after being betrayed by his own father, and he miraculously survives and comes back 10 times stronger to set things right. Dororo tells us the story of Hyakimaru, who was served as an offering to a devil by his father because the father wanted to save his land. It was his greed that made him renounce Buddha and make a pact with the devil. Hyakimaru is born without any limbs, nose, eyes, or even skin, but he's allowed to live. Would you even call that life? He's soon disposed of in a river, but miraculously manages to survive until he's found by a medicine man who gives him prosthetic limbs and everything else that was missing on his body so that he could survive on his own. He meets an orphan who becomes very close to him. Now Hyakimaru must defeat demons to get parts of his body back that were missing at his birth. And at number 2 we have Vinland Saga. If you're a Viking fan, here we go. Focusing mainly on the themes of betrayal and revenge, Vinland Saga tells us the story of a boy who gave up on everything just to take revenge, meaning seeing his mom, sister, community. He becomes the part of that very tribe that killed his father and wishes to destroy them with his own hands. He sees nothing but blood and is willing to sacrifice whatever is necessary for his vengeance. The anime revolves around Thorfinn, who lives in an icy village in Iceland. He's greatly impressed by the tales of of old sailors that have witnessed a beautiful land that is warm and fertile, unlike their own village. They're also at war with Vikings that know nothing but bloodshed. Thorfinn's father is killed after being betrayed before his own eyes, which of course makes his blood boil. He then joins the Vikings and travels with them, hoping that one day he'd get to kill the very man, Ashalad, who killed his father. Can you imagine traveling with the guy who killed your father and being with him day in and day out? Now that's some crazy revenge. And at number 1 we have the infamous Tower of God. Tower of God sweeps us off our feet when we come across the kind of betrayal that none of us have ever anticipated. It was literally awful, guys. It was such a great piece of anime that never left any opening for us to foresee what was going to happen next, really. It involves the MC entirely changing his personality after being betrayed by someone who he never thought would betray him. Our MC Bam is a naive boy who has never experienced the outside world, nor has he interacted with anyone else but a girl his age, Rachel. Rachel abandons him and wishes to climb up the tower that grants one wish to anybody who has reached the top first. Bam follows her and joins the race to climb up the tower to make her wish come true. Main characters of the aforementioned anime have one thing in common: revenge, my fam. Some of them are blinded by it, and some of them take logical steps in order to take their revenge. The theme of revenge and betrayal and vengeance is sure an interesting one in anime. We hope that you like our list of anime where MCs get betrayed. Comment down below if you want us to make something similar to this genre or any other genre that you like. It's your boy Ernie Senpai. Please subscribe below and let me know which one you decide to watch.